What's up, ladies and gentlemen? I'm Fernando the Plug, bringing you another weekly vendor reset. Now, this is going to be going on from August 4th to August 11th. Now, we're going to go through the New York vendor. So we're going to hit the regular vendor in New York, then the clan vendor. We're going to go over to DC, hit that regular vendor, then the two settlements. So we're going to hit the campus, the theater, and then the 3 DZs. And then if you stay on long enough, you will see the Snitch Location for me. It is not in the same place for everyone, but hopefully you'll find him there. So without further ado, we're going to go ahead, jump straight into this New York regular vendor. So let's see what we got on the list for today. And first on that list, we're going to have the AKM. Core attribute is going to be 14% assault rifle damage. Then we have 13% health damage. Lower attribute is going to be 9% headshot damage. And then we have the talent ignited. So you're going to deal plus 20% damage to burning enemies after 4 kills. Applies burning to the next enemy you hit. Next on the list, we have the military RPK 74M. Core attribute is going to be 8% LMG damage. Then we have 7% damage to targets out of cover. Lower attribute is going to be 6% damage to armor. And then we have the talent spike. So headshots grant plus 20% skill damage for 15 seconds. Next on the list, we have the ACR-SS. Core attribute is going to be 10% rifle damage. Then we have 11% critical hit damage. Lower attribute is going to be 9% magazine size. And then we have the talent rifleman. So landing headshots adds a stack of bonus plus 10% weapon damage for 5 seconds. Max stack is 5. Additional headshots refresh the duration. Next on the list, we have the 93R pistol. Core attribute is going to be 10% pistol damage. Then we have the lower attribute 7% health damage. Talent is going to be breadbasket. Landing body shots adds a stack of bonus plus 35% headshot damage to the next headshot for 10 seconds. Max stack is 3. Next on the list, we have the 511 tactical backpack. Core attribute is going to be a blue at 127,608 armor. Lower attribute is going to be 6.9% skill damage. Then we have 15,264 health. We're going to have a blue mod slot there, and the talent is going to be wicked. Applying a status effect increases total weapon damage by 18% for 20 seconds. Next on the list, we have the Araldi holding gloves. That's going to have a core attribute red at 9.4% weapon damage. Then the lower attribute is going to be 5.5% weapon handling. And then we have the max roll for health at 18,935. Next on our list, we have the Wyvernware holster. That's going to have a core attribute yellow skill tier. Lower attribute is going to be 7.5% explosive resistance, and then we have 16.6% repair skill. Now moving on to the mods, we have a utility mod to start with. It's going to be 8.3% skill duration. Next we have a defensive mod that's going to be 11% protection from elites. Next on that list we have a seeker mod with 4.2% damage. Then we have a firefly mod with 5.7% damage, and last we have a sticky bomb mod with 6.5% duration. Now with that being done, we're going to go ahead and check out the clan vendor, so stay tuned. Alright guys, now we made it to the clan vendor, so we're going to just jump straight in. Let's see what we got on the list here. And first on that list, we have the swap chain. We're going to have a core attribute 12% SMG damage. Then we have 16.5% critical hit chance. Lower attribute is going to be 10.2% accuracy. And we're going to have the talent perfect unwavering. So swapping to this weapon grants plus 400% weapon handling for 5 seconds. Kills refresh the buff. Swapping away disables this from all weapons for 5 seconds. Next on the list, we have the hardwired chest piece. It's going to have a core attribute yellow skill tier. Lower attribute is going to be 6.6% skill damage. Then we have a yellow mod slot. Talent is going to be positive reinforcement. Increases feedback loop, skill damage, and repair bonus from plus 10% to plus 25%. Next on the list, we have the ongoing directive gloves. That's going to have a core attribute red at 13.5% weapon damage. Lower attribute is going to be 10.3% critical hit damage. Then we have our tip of the spear knee pads. That's going to have a core attribute red at 13.1% weapon damage. Then we're going to have the lower attribute at 8.6% status effect. Next on the list, we have the urban MDR. And that's going to have a core attribute 12% rifle damage. Then we have 14% critical hit damage. Lower attribute is going to be 4.1% rate of fire. And then we're going to have the talent reformation. Headshots grant plus 30% skill repair for 15 seconds. Next on the list, we have another rifle, the Police MK17. Core attribute is going to be 12% rifle damage. Then we have 14% critical hit damage. Lower attribute is going to be 20% optimal range. And then we're going to have that talent breadbasket again. So I'm not going to go over it since it's not the perfect. It's just going to be the 35% 5%, and then you have the max 3 stacks. You keep that headshot damage for 10 seconds. Next on the list, we have the double barrel sawed-off. Core attribute for that is going to be 10% 10% shotgun damage. Then we have 12% damage to armor maxed. Lower attribute is going to be 8% magazine size, and then we have the talent spike. So headshots grant plus 20% skill damage for 15 seconds. Next on the list, we have the black market AKM. Core attribute is going to be 13% assault rifle damage. Then we have 13.5% health damage. Lower attribute is going to be 7.5% critical hit chance, and then we have that talent breadbasket again, so I'm not going to go over that. Next we have the SIG MPX. Core attribute is going to be 12% SMG damage. Then we have 16.5% critical hit chance. Lower attribute is going to be 9% critical hit damage, and then we have reformation. I'm not going to go over that one. Murakami Industry knee pads next on the list. We have a core attribute yellow skill tier. Lower attribute is going to be 4.7% critical hit chance. Then we have 7.6% headshot damage. Next on the list we have the Bravo defense group. I said Bravo. We have the Petrov defense group. Core attribute is going to be a red at 11.9% weapon damage. Then we have the lower attribute 16,523 health. Then we have a 8% skill damage attribute there. Next, we're going to be moving on to the mods. We have an offensive mod at 4.7% critical hit chance. Then we have a striker drone mod at plus 2 extra bombs. Next, we have a chem launcher mod with 14.9% ensnare health. Next, we have a stationary turret at plus 1 extra sniper ammo. And now that we're done here, we're going to move on to DC, so I'll see you in a sec. Alright guys, now we've made it to DC, so let's go ahead and jump in and see what we got here. And first on that list, we're going to have a Point Man Gilligard chest piece. Core attribute is going to be a blue at 112,926 armor. We're going to have the lower attribute 5% critical hit chance. Then we have 7.4% headshot damage. We got a blue mod slot, and then we have the talent perfect Vanguard. So deploying a shield makes it invulnerable for 5 seconds and grants plus 50% of your armor as bonus armor to all other allies for 20 seconds. Cooldown is going to be 25 seconds. Now, if you're looking for anything for like the raid, this one's pretty good. Probably take the headshot damage off, or actually you can remove either one you would like. When it comes down to it, just put a little hazard protection on there, and then you get that 50% towards all your allies too. Next on the list, we have the MP5N. That's going to have a core attribute 9% SMG damage. Then we have 17% critical hit chance. Lower attribute is going to be 5% damage to armor. Then we have the talent Vindictive. Killing an enemy with a status effect applied grants you and all allies within 15 meters 15% critical hit chance and 15% critical hit damage for 20 seconds. Next on the list, we have the G36C. Core attribute is going to be 10% assault rifle damage. Then we have 16.5% health damage. Lower attribute is going to be 5% damage to armor, and then we have the talent close and personal. So killing a target within 7 meters grants plus 30% weapon damage for 10 seconds. Next on the list, we have a 586 Magnum. Core attribute is going to be 11% pistol damage. Then we have the lower attribute 3.8% rate of fire. Then we have the talent at spike again. I'm not going to go over that one. Next we have the Golan gear backpack. We're going to have a core attribute blue at 123,093 armor. Lower attribute is going to be 4,216 armor regeneration. Then we have 10.2% skill haste, yellow mod slot, and then we're going to have the talent overclock. So allies within 7 meters of your deployed skill gain plus 25% reload speed and reduce their active cooldown by 0.2 seconds each second. Next on the list, we have a 511 tactical chest piece. Core attribute is going to be a blue at 111,421 armor. We got the lower attribute at 8.2% skill damage and then 8.5% status effect. We got a blue mod slot, and then we have the talent gunslinger. So weapon swapping increases total weapon damage by 20% for 5 seconds. This buff is lost for 5 seconds if you weapon swap while it is active. So you want to make sure that that gunslinger is not active when you switch your weapon. Alright. Next we have a mod. It's going to be an offensive to start with. We're going to have 4.3% critical hit chance. Then we have a drone mod. It's going to be 8.5% health. Next we have a stationary turret with plus 1 extra sniper ammo. And then last we have a sticky bomb mod with 4.3% skill haste. Right, now that we're done here, we're going to move on to the campus. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, now we've made it to the campus, so let's go ahead and see what we got on the list here. And first on that list, we have Ecom's long stick. Going to have a core attribute at 10% marksman rifle damage, 100% headshot damage. Lower attribute is going to be 6% critical hit damage. Talent is going to be perfect ranger, so amplifies weapon damage by 2% for every 4 meters you are away from your target. Next on the list we have the SR1, another sniper. We're going to have the core attribute 11% marksman rifle damage, 85% headshot damage. Lower attribute is going to be 8.5% critical hit chance. And then we have the talent optimist. So weapon damage is increased by plus 3% for every 10% ammo missing from your magazine. Next on the list we have the classic RPK 74. Core attribute is going to be 9% LMG damage. Then we have 9% damage to targets out of cover. Lower attribute is going to be 7.6% accuracy, and then we have the talent strain. So you're going to gain plus 10% critical hit damage for every 0.5 seconds you are firing. Stacks up to 5 times. Next on the list we have the Fenris Group AB Mask. Core attribute is going to be a red at 11.3% weapon damage. Then we have the lower attribute 16.6% repair skill, 8.6% status effect, and a red mod slot. Next we have the Goal Line Gear Holster. Core attribute is going to be a blue at 122,883 armor. Lower attribute is going to be 10.2% skill haste. Then we have 7.7% headshot damage. Now moving on to mods, we have a utility mod to start with. It's going to be 8.6% skill duration. Then we have the Chem Launcher mod with 6% skill haste. Then a Hive mod with 4.2% duration. Next we have a Pulse mod with 6.3% cone size, and last we have a Shock Trap with 5.9 seconds duration. Alright, with that being done, we're going to move on to the theater. So I'll see you soon. Alright viewers, now we've made it to the theater. This is going to be our last stop for the settlement, so let's go ahead. We're going to just see what he has on the list. And first on that list we have the Surge. We're going to have a core attribute 10% rifle damage. Then we have 14% critical hit damage. Lower attribute is going to be 9% headshot damage. And then we have the talent Perfect Spike. So your headshot is going to grant plus 25% skill damage for 15 seconds instead of the 20% for 15 seconds. Next on the list we have the Tactical Super 90 SBS. Core attribute is going to be 10% shotgun damage. Then we have 9% damage to armor. Lower attribute is going to be 7% critical hit damage. Then we have the talent Sadist. So you're going to deal plus 20% weapon damage to bleeding enemies. After 4 kills you apply bleed to the next enemy you hit. Next on the list we have the M1A CQB. Core attribute is going to be 10% rifle damage. Then we have 10% critical hit damage. Lower attribute is going to be 9.3% accuracy, and then we have the talent Fast Hands. So critical hits add a stack of 4% reload speed bonus. Max stack is 40. So the more you shoot, the more crits you get, the faster you reload your gun. Next we have the China Light Industries Corporation gloves. We're going to have a core attribute skill tier yellow. Then we're going to have the lower attribute 7% skill damage. Then we have 10% skill haste. Next on the list we have the Douglas and Harding knee pads. We're going to have a core attribute red at 9.5% weapon damage. Lower attribute is going to be 7.9% headshot damage. Then we have 4,158 armor regeneration. Now moving on to the mods, we have a defensive mod to start with. We got 8.3% disrupt resistance. Next we have a seeker mine mod with +1 cluster mines. Then we have a shield mod with 4.1% shield health. Next we have a hive, not a hive mod, but a firefly mod with 5.8% blind effect duration. Then we have a decoy mod to end this, and that's going to have 6% health. Alright, now that we're done here, we're going to move on to the dark zones. We're going to start off with DZ East. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, now we made it to DZ East, so let's go ahead and see what we got on the list here. And first on that list, we're going to have the new Reliable. So the core attribute is going to be 11% LMG damage. Then we have 9% damage to targets out of cover. Lower attribute is going to be 3.9% rate of fire. And then we have the talent Perfectly Optimized. You're going to get plus 30% weapon handling with that. Next on the list, we have the Paratrooper SVD Sniper Rifle. We're going to have a core attribute at 11% marksman rifle damage, and we have 98% headshot damage. Lower attribute is going to be 18.5% optimal range, and then we have the talent Spike. So I'm not going to go over that since I have already. Next, we have the Negev. Core attribute is going to be 11% LMG damage, then we have 9% damage to targets out of cover. Lower attribute is going to be 8.7% reload speed, then we have the talent Strained again. I'm not going to go over that one. Next, we have the Negotiator Dilemma. We're going to have core attribute red at 11% weapon damage. Then we have the lower attribute at 5.5% weapon handling with a red mod slot. Next on the list, we have the Eclipse Protocol Holster. Core attribute is going to be a yellow skill tier, and then we have the lower attribute at 10.1% skill haste. Next, we have the Petrov Defense Group Mask. We're going to have a core attribute red at 9.7% weapon damage. Lower attribute is going to be 8.6% status effect. Then we have 6.5% explosive resistance with a red mod slot. Then next on the list, we have the Richard and Kaiser holster with the core attribute yellow skill tier. Lower attribute is going to be 4.6% critical hit chance. Then we have 10.2% skill haste. Now moving on to the mods, we have a utility to start. It's going to be 8.4% skill duration. Then we have a chem launcher mod with +1 ammo. Next we have a hive mod with +4 stem charges. Next on the list, we have the Pulse mod with 4.9% skill haste, and last we have a shock trap mod with 4.3 seconds duration. Alright, now that we're done here, we're going to move on to DarkZone South. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, now we made it to DarkZone South, so let's go ahead and see what we got on the list. And first on that list, we're going to have the Matador Walker Harris & Co. backpack. Core attribute is going to be a red at 9.7% weapon damage. Then we have the lower attribute at 8% explosive resistance. Then we have 7.3% headshot damage, a red mod slot, and the talent Perfect Adrenaline Rush. So whenever you are within 10 meters of an enemy, gain 23% bonus armor for 5 seconds. Stacks up to 3 times. Cooldown is going to be 5 seconds. Next on the list, we have the AUG A3 Para XS. Core attribute for that is going to be 10% SMG damage, 16.5% critical hit chance. Lower attribute is going to be 9.4% reload speed. And then we're going to have the talent measured. So top half of the magazine has 20% rate of fire and negative 30% weapon damage. The bottom half of the magazine has negative 20% rate of fire and plus 30% total weapon damage. Next on the list, we have the F2000. Core attribute is going to be 11% assault rifle damage. Then we have 13.5% health damage. Lower attribute is going to be 9.5% reload speed. And then we have the talent Steady Handed. Hits grant a stack of +1% accuracy and stability. At 100 stacks, consume them to refill the magazine. Next on the list, we have the Police 686 Magnum. Core attribute is going to be 11% pistol damage. Then we have the lower attribute at 12.4% swap speed. Talent is going to be eyeless, so deal plus 20% damage to blinded enemies. After 4 kills, apply blind to the next enemy you hit. Next on the list, we have the Eclipse Protocol backpack. We're going to have a core attribute yellow skill tier. Lower attribute is going to be 16,020 health, and then we have a yellow mod slot. Talent is going to be Symptom Aggravator. Amplifies all damage you deal to status affected targets by 15%. Next on the list, we have the Striker Battle Gear chest piece. Core attribute is going to be a red at 9.8% weapon damage. Lower attribute is going to be 10.6% skill haste. Then we're going to have a red mod. Talent is going to be Press the Advantage. Increase max stacks for Striker Gamble from 50 to 100. Next on the list, we have the Richard and Kaiser backpack. We're going to have a core attribute at yellow skill tier. Lower attribute is going to be 9.6% critical hit damage. Then we have 8.4% status effect. We got a blue mod slot there, and then the talent is going to be Composure. So while in cover, increases total weapon damage by 15%. Next on the list, we have the Outsummon Armaments chest piece. We're going to have a core attribute yellow skill tier as well here. Lower attribute is going to be 15.7% repair skill. Then we have 9.9% critical hit damage, a yellow mod slot, and the talent efficient. So using an armor kit has a 50% chance to not consume the armor kit, and specialization armor kits bonuses are increased by 100%. Now moving on to mods, we have an offensive mod to start with. We're going to have 10.3% critical hit damage. Next we have a drone mod, and that's going to be 6.3% armor repairs. Next we have a stationary turret with 6% skill haste. And last we have a sticky bomb mod with 4.1% skill haste. Now with that being said, we're going to go ahead and move on to DarkZone West. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, now we've made it to our last location, which is going to be DarkZone West. Now, please stay tuned if you want to see that Snitch Location. I do have that as well. It'll be right after this one. So let's go ahead. We're going to jump straight in for a DZ West vendor. Now, first on that list, we're going to have the Virginian. Core attribute is going to be 10% rifle damage. Then we have 7% critical hit damage. Lower attribute is going to be 11.9% accuracy. Talent is going to be Perfect Boomerang. So critical hits have a 75% chance to return the bullet to the magazine. If a bullet is returned to the magazine, the next shot has plus 50% increased damage. Next on the list, we have the Spaz 12 shotgun. We're going to have a core attribute, 13% shotgun damage, 7% damage to armor. Lower attribute is going to be 7% critical hit chance. And then we have the talent killer. So killing an enemy with a critical hit grants plus 40% critical hit damage for 10 seconds. Next on the list, we have the classic M1A. Core attribute is going to be 10% rifle damage. Then we have 15% critical hit damage. Lower attribute is going to be 5.9% stability. And then we have the talent eyeless again. I'm not going to go over that one. Next, we have the True Patriot gloves. It's going to have a core attribute blue at 120,208 armor. Lower attribute is going to be 6.1% repair skill. Next on the list, we have the Future Initiative knee pads. Core attribute is going to be a yellow skill tier. Then we have lower attribute at 15,668 health. Next on the list, we have the Golan gear. Golan gear glove. Goodness. So we have a Golan gear glove. Core attribute is going to be blue at 137,855 armor. Lower attribute is going to be 9.2% critical hit damage. Then we have 7% skill damage. Next, we have the Richard and Kaiser knee pads. We're going to have a core attribute yellow skill tier. Lower attribute is going to be 6.1% skill damage. And then we have 9.4% skill haste. Now moving on to mods, we have a defensive mod to start with. We're going to have 8.4% bleed resistance. Next, we have a seeker mod with 5.9% healing. Next, we have a shield mod with 4.1% active regeneration. Next on the list, we have a Firefly mod with +1 max targets. And last, we have a decoy mod with 6% duration. Alright guys, we're going to be done with this here. So now we're going to go on to that Snitch location. And then we're going to close out this video. So stay tuned if you need to see that. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, now we've made it to our last location, which is going to be the Snitch location. Now I found him in the same spot I usually find him in. He's going to be at the castle. You go out the back side to the right and then make another right straight down the driveway. And you will see him standing right here. So without further ado, I guess we're going to close this video down. And thanks again for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more content if you would like. And I'll see you in the next one. Peace.